What's good? What's good? It's the one, the only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So today I got Canelo Alvarez in the news. He recently had an interview stating that basically he feels like David Benavidez talks too much, and that's not a way to get a fight or whatnot. And I kind of wanted to talk about this, man. For one, I wanted to elaborate on, bro, how times has really changed, because just, in the older days of boxing, bro, that's exactly how you gotta fight. Somebody run their mouth a lot, these fighters are ready to punch him in the mouth or whatnot and get a fight. Now, it's kind of crazy to me. Like, nowadays, talking trash will make a fighter not want to fight you. Like, that's just bizarre to me. Ultimately, listen, man, I'm always call out anything I disagree with on any fighter. More so, I think it's more so been Jose Benavidez that's been talking. David Benavidez has been very respectful towards Canelo. Whenever you bring Canelo, David was even on record stating, like, bro, listen, I don't mind fighting these other guys, bro. I'm not finna sit around and wait on Canelo. I'd rather fight and make, basically doing what I was stating in recent videos about making his own legacy, and I respect that. But David's never really said anything disrespectful about Canelo. It's always been Jose Benavidez Sr. or whatever. But to my thing though, or my question is, like, what do you have to do to get a fight with Canelo then? It's kind of like that's the question I would like to ask. I mean, I get it. The man Canelo has a resume that's better than any other fighter in today's time. But so you can't compare Canelo's resume to anybody in today that's actively fighting today. Not that I can think of. I mean, Canelo just has a very long list of, a dope ass resume. But the thing about it is, I think people get it misconstrued when it's like, oh man, you guys asked for Canelo to fight this guy and then to fight this guy. Well, the thing about it is that's what comes with being the face of boxing. You can't sit here and say you're the face of boxing, but then if we don't expect you to fight top names, then what does that say about the fighter? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of an example. It's like if I was to say, like, Tank Davis, for example, how some people claim that Tank Davis is the new face of boxing, but then you have other people like the Canelo fans or people in general. Not even just the Canelo fanboys, because this is actually a valid point that they stand on. It's like, well, Tank Davis hasn't fought anybody, so how is he the face of boxing and he's not fighting anybody? Well, that's what makes you the face of boxing, when you're constantly fighting everybody and you're fighting big names because you generate, big numbers and all this type of stuff. Well, so I don't understand, like, why people have an issue with us calling for Canelo to fight these big names. That's what comes with the territory, when we want to see the best fight the best. It'd be one thing if Canelo. And then on top of that, Canelo has all the belts. I've always stated, like, if you have a title, I'm gonna hold you to the standards of a champion, and the standards of a champion is to fight the best. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not finna sit here. You don't, just because, yes, you are the face of boxing. I give Canelo that, and yes, you have this long history of great fights in the past. Can't take that away from you. However, if you're gonna continue to be in this sport, I'm gonna continue to hold you to them standards to fight the best. Now, not every fight. I get it. You don't fight after fight, even though you can. I feel like Canelo can, because these fighters aren't like the fighters of yesterday. These fighters aren't fighting 3 or 4 times a year. If fighters was fighting 3 or 4 times a year, then I would give them a pass for fight. I would be more subjective to give them a pass for fighting a not so big name. But because they're only fighting twice a year, I hold you to that top tier standard. Now, if it's a situation where Canelo cleans out the division and wants to move up and fight a no name, that's understandable. That's completely understandable. If you're moving up in weight class, yeah, you should. But it just shows how different boxing is in today's time. I saw a video that some dummy posted in this boxing group where a guy was saying that David Benavidez he doesn't really want to fight with Canelo because he tried to fight Canelo's leftover Caleb Plant, and he didn't want to fight Caleb Plant when they both had belts or whatnot. Bro, David Benavidez was chasing that Caleb Plant fight a lot more than Caleb Plant was chasing him. I don't know what I would love to get on Dude's show and talk about that, because for one, and for two, when he was saying like, David Benavidez went the distance with a guy that Canelo knocked out. Okay, so if that's the case, bro, if it's that easy to tell Canelo to get in there with David Benavidez, first and foremost, let me just state this: I got nothing but love for Caleb Plant. That is my dude. I love that dude to death. But I'm not gonna sit here and lie. We all know, I think it's safe to say, if the referee was doing his job better, bro, for the amount of holding that Caleb Plant was doing, I feel like the referee should have either like warned Caleb Plant, because if Caleb Plant wasn't able to get away with all that holding, I definitely feel like David Benavidez would have been able to get him out of there. I'm not, and anybody that disagrees with that is more than welcome to come on here and argue. But I definitely feel like it's safe to say that that the referee had kind of a and credit, yes, that's things that David Benavidez should go in the gym and work on. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying he shouldn't work on improving that in that area. However, I'm just saying that, bro, I feel like that played a big factor as to why he didn't get the stoppage with Caleb Plant. But furthermore, whether he got the stoppage or not, the fact that he didn't get the stoppage, bro, okay, so if it's that like that, then why not have David Benavidez hop in there with Canelo Alvarez? Why does it seem like everybody that Canelo Alvarez fights is justified, but David Benavidez is the one that has to go through the extra obstacles in order to get the Canelo Alvarez fight? John Ryder got to fight with Canelo Alvarez. It's like, okay, even though nobody wanted to see that fight, you know what I'm saying? Going back, Rocky Fielding. Now, granted, David Benavidez's name wasn't as big as it is now, and it's not even really just that huge now, but he's definitely in the front runner compared to all the other fights. But like, you got like guys like Rocky Fielding who gets a fight with Canelo, and the fanboys are okay with it, but David Benavidez has to hop through obstacles between him and Demetrius Andrade. Now I get it. I get Demetrius. Now, if you want to say Demetrius Andrade doesn't have a good resume or hasn't fought, okay, that's cool. Even though I still don't understand, if it's that easy, then why not? I mean, what's the problem? Canelo just hop in there and just beat his easy ass. But regardless, if you want to say that about Demetrius Andrade, then all right, that's cool. I can understand that, bro. But David Benavidez, nah, bro. I think that David Benavidez is more deserving of the Canelo fight than anybody at 168 pounds. And you guys, I would think, actually, I think Canelo even agrees with that. As example, he's not fighting anybody at 168 pounds. He's going down to getting, Jermell Charlo, and it was actually talks of him fighting Jamal Charlo. So, I think that's why Canelo Alvarez is not, I think that we all can say that, David Benavidez deserves that fight or whatnot. I just think this, it's just crazy to me how times has really changed, bro. Like, Canelo, like really saying that he talks too much, that's why he's not getting the fight. Like, that just shows to me, that shows how much boxing has changed to more of a business than a sport. Because, like I said, back in the older days, you talk a lot of stuff, right? All right, I'm finna get you in this ring, I'm finna beat your ass, and then we finna go on about our day. But now, I guess people think so, and it's funny because same people will criticize Floyd Mayweather. Oh, he's more business. He thinks he's more a businessman. He's not a real boxer. He's a businessman. That's a businessman mentality, bro, that Canelo has with staying that. Like, oh, he talks too much, so I don't want to give him a fight. Basically, he's saying he doesn't want to give him a payday, which suits out to be on the business side of boxing. You know what I'm saying? And guys like Arizona Lara, Lara was talking a lot of trash. Lara walked on stage with Canelo, and Canelo ended up fighting him. Chavez Jr. Canelo and Chavez Jr. had a long history of talking trash back and forth, and Canelo ended up fighting Chavez Jr. So it's like, what's the problem with David Benavidez? And again, it's not even David Benavidez, it's Jose Benavidez. But it's like David Benavidez doesn't disrespect Canelo. He didn't say anything disrespect. Obviously he has called him out on multiple occasions, but that's what like, so what? calling somebody out is disrespectful. This is the sport. Like, man, when Gary Russell says the sport is watered down, this is what he's talking about right here, bro. Like, I just wish that that things were different, bro. I would really appreciate the sport being more I mean, we just, like, come on, bro. Let these big fights happen. I think David Benavidez deserves a fight with Canelo. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?